Swazo? Who? Maurice Allen? Never heard of him. That's why we introduce ourselves tonight. Because you are the next group. This is your legacy. This is your legacy. Your legacy. And more important, we introduced the 2014 Lincoln Rail Splitters. Okay?
Sean O'Connor has a major problem at home.
Oh, really?
Yeah. His wife doesn't realize it yet, but she is going to have a major problem with her husband.
Why?
Well, she told him after... See, when you win the city championship in New York, you automatically become the head coach of the Boomer game.
Sure.
And Sean was the head coach last year.
Yes.
He was the head coach 2 years ago.
Right.
3 years ago.
Twice in 3 years.
He's going to be the head coach again, and she's not going to let him do it.
Oh, really?
Oh, he's going to win it again?
Oh, man.
Shawnee, you may want to talk to her right now.
Never heard of him.
Mrs. O, she was out there with all the kids out. First of all.
He didn't say Spanky. I never heard of him.
Good point. Again, there's no such thing as a football team at Lincoln High School anymore. 2800 Ocean Parkway, what resides there is a football program.
Yeah.
I saw his dad after the game. Unbelievable guy.
Yeah.
Sean's dad. Sean has built that thing, and there's going to be a problem at home because what's he going to do? He's going to win the city title again, and he's not going to be able to coach the game.
All of a sudden, there's a lot of pressure on the basketball team. Lincoln, forever known as a basketball school. Tiny Morton goes to Seton Hall. All of a sudden, Sean O'Connor wins 2 titles in 3 years, and now the favorite there to win a 3rd title, go back to back for the first time in a decade. And listen, they hung the banner there, and he said most of his kids on the team this year were like, okay, that's last year's banner.
Not a big reaction. I was in Coney Island the other night when they dropped the banner. They unfurled the banner. Not a big crowd went nuts, and a great crowd.
They should.
Renan does an unbelievable job with the whole pomp and circumstance of Lincoln football and Lincoln athletics. She does a great job. Beautiful scene. It was like being in suburbia. And you were right in the middle of Brooklyn. You were in Coney Island, and that game had a suburban feel to it. When the game was over, all the little kids and their parents and their grandparents out on the field running around after the game. I felt so good leaving Coney Island the other night because I just felt good about what I saw. Munson, on the other hand, didn't. And look, this is a rematch of the city title last year. Played December 10th at Yankee Stadium, a game that Tottenville lost a heartbreaker. And when Lincoln won that game 28-27, they finished the year 13-0, just like they did in 2011. The difference between the 2012 team and the 2014 team is, I think the city's down a little bit this year, and I think this Lincoln team is tough, and I called this quarterback last week, Pat Litvak, the Rocket. I know it's Paul now because this guy is incredible. I told you in the scrimmage, I was into this guy. Didn't throw it great in the scrimmage, but I told you he was going to be good.
Toughness.
On unbelievable toughness. The difference to me in this game is Lincoln was bigger, they were faster, they were stronger, they were more physical. Muntz texted me right when he got on the bus. We'll be back. And of course he will. They started the year 1-2. They'll get it right this week against Susan Wagner. But what I'm seeing right now out of this Lincoln team, if they can stay away from injuries, they could ring the bell again very easily. Very easily.
Well, you could just tell that this group of guys, we saw it in their scrimmage against St. Anthony's on Long Island, this group of guys feels a responsibility to uphold the level of play, the intensity, the emotion, the adrenaline. They're excited for one another. That's when you got a program, when you're out there a couple weeks before the season even starts and guys are flying around happy for one another and putting pressure on one another.
Tottenville wanted this game. A year ago, it was a specialty team mix-up that cost them the city championship, and right out of the gate, a specialty team from Tottenville did good things. So now you're thinking opening kickoff. Here's Luis Piera with a big return, stays on his feet, and all of a sudden, this outsized Tottenville team, especially in the weight department, you're feeling pretty good. But then what you saw right away was Deontay Fleming, who would leave this game with a concussion, that the Lincoln defense was going to be too good. And this guy, Litvak, I love everything about his game, brings a linebacker mentality to the quarterback position, and he's a smart cat. Throw it to Luis Rodriguez, number 11, a year ago, led the team in touchdown receptions. He had 6, gets him going, and they play this 2-quarterback thing. Roger O'Neal comes in to spell Litvak. He's the athletic quarterback. Touchdown, just like that after the 2-point failed. It's 6-0.
Listen, championship drive, first drive of the season after a title, 8 plays, 65
Oh!
yards.
You see that one? Lidvack looking like Steve Levy back in the day for Don Bosco. And then Lidvack's like, why not?
He delivers the blows.
Oh, he does, man. I like this kid. He's got a swagger, he's got a personality, he's got some confidence, and he's got a great transfer out of Holy Cross. Prince Klutzy. This kid ran the ball well. Remember Holloman last year? The A-Train? Look at this, Jim. This guy Lidvack just does it.
He's the second coming of the hefty lefty for the New York Giants.
Yes, he is, except he's righty. And he can spin it, though, pretty good. Look at that pitch to Justice Sales. He's a Bishop Ford transfer. Remember, Ford closed. And then Klutzy from Holy Cross does it again. What a debut for the transfer.
28-6. What, they beat them 26-7 in the opener last year.
Yeah.
They played.
So, week 3 last year.
Week 3. But, you know, and Jimmy Munson's team, Mike, you know, listen, you almost feel like we're getting old when now Jimmy Munson is in his 23rd year at Tottenville. You know what I mean? And last year they got off to that 1-2 start after that loss to Lincoln, and then they ripped off 9 in a row and got to Yankee Stadium. So we're not gonna write the obituary on Tottenville just yet, because Munson has a way of getting these guys up off the deck into the fast lane in a hurry.
Jimmy, in defeat, I'll say this: numbers-wise, Josh Rainey not good. 3 of 12. Let me tell you something about Josh Rainey. You talk about a competitor, the quarterback, the best quarterback in the public schools. He competed because he was running for his life. There were numerous times in my notes where I went, okay, sack, Lincoln, and then he pops out of it. He competed. They'll be fine. That's why Muntz texts me. We'll be fine. Have to get more physical, though. It's the smallest Tottenville team I've ever seen following Muntz.
And Lincoln's defense, you know, you talk about, you know, raising the banner Friday night in Coney Island. They held Tottenville to 44 yards in the first half. I mean, they just suffocated them.
Okay, this is what they were saying after the game.
I expected the kids to play hard. I didn't expect that they would come out like this. I mean, hats off to them. They really raised their game today. I mean, they really started their legacy out the right way.
Anytime you lose a quarterback like Spanky Moore, the questions right away. Who are they going to have? What are they going to do? You found one tonight in the big fella.
Yes, he does a good job, man. He's waited his turn in the long line of being a scout quarterback, taking his licks last year as a scout kid, not complaining about anything. I'm really happy for him. He's a great kid. He's worked hard.
I had a little butterflies before the game, you know, before the first hit that I had, but after that it was smooth sailing.
You made it look easy, was it?
It definitely wasn't easy, because this team is a great team out here, and they're going to do big things this year. But I trust my guys, and we believe in each other, and we know that we're going to get to week 13 hopefully.
It's always good, you know. It's nice, especially against a great program like Tottenville. It's a nice start to the season right now, you know, and that's back to work.
Did I hear you say to one of your coaches at the end, we're going to Yankee Stadium again?
Absolutely not. You never hear that out of my mouth, ever.
You're starting trouble already.
I love to start trouble in New York. I love it. So now, look, they're very good. They're clearly the best public school in New York City right now.
Right.
But are they the best school overall in the city? We'll see what Poly Prep has to say about that, and the great freshman Farad McCombs when we come back on Quick Hits NYC.
And it's blocked and grabbed by Poly Prep. Streaking down the sideline, and you betcha, Farad McCombs takes it to the house.
Welcome to the Football Fix. I'm your... Come on, man. Seriously again?
One, two, three.
Here's a shot and score!
I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. Parker fakes the handoff, cuts up the middle. Nifty move, you betcha!
Chris Parker takes it to the house.
We talked about Parker last week. Love everything about the little big man. He's terrific. Tim Poindexter in their big game against Cardinal Hayes did not play, banged up, Division I football player. But Poly Prep brought all those big-time players from Brooklyn to the Bronx in the shadow of Yankee Stadium. And here's what they did. They took on C.J. O'Neill's Cardinal Hayes team, and Brendan Femiano, what a game he had. 4-yard touchdown, part of his 14-carry, 137-yard day.
They missed him in the preseason. 6 foot, 210 pounds. Femiano breaks tackles, does it all. But this is what Poly Prep does, Mike. A little bit of everything.
Yeah, we showed you McCombs going to break. Johnny Argas was the one who blocked the punt. And then Parker. You know, not a big stat day, didn't have to be, but you can see the feet are electrifying. Ran for 91 yards on the day, the 14-yard touchdown. Gave him a 20-0 lead. Opening kickoff, second half, Devin Rose told his teammates, I'm going to take it back, and he did. 87 yards.
And this is all part of a 26-0 first half, and then this is how they start the second half. Devin Rose is gone. Goodbye. Poly Prep rolls over Cardinal Hayes, and they are worth the price of admission.
Parker's a kid from the Bronx who goes to Poly Prep, so it was like a homecoming of sorts. Got to play against a bunch of his old buddies, and play he did, like he always does.
We came out with a lot of energy, a lot of intensity, and took it to them in the first half. And then, I mean, I feel good about the win, but we didn't do as well as we wanted to. So next week we got to get back to it.
Seemed like a lot of players were going down. How big of a factor was the heat in this game?
Huge factor. I mean, all week we've been trying to hydrate, trying to get our players ready to go. And when it came down to the game, a couple of players cramped up. We tried to get them back, but we had a lot of young guys step up and helped us out a lot. So.
After their Fort Hamilton scrimmage, I said to Dino Mangiro, their legendary coach, I said, 2 things can hurt your team this year. Hot weather and injuries. They were fine injury-wise, and they made it. They're not going to play in a hotter game than they have all year.
A little Harlem Jets reunion there for Parker.
No doubt about it. You know, we haven't talked about Erasmus Hall yet.
Danny.
Let's do it now. Here we go.
Danny Lamberg and the boys taking on boys and girls. Watch Aaron Grant. Aaron Grant. This guy is a glider. Grant is going to take it down inside the 5 to the 1. Erasmus Hall would score to make it 8-0. And then watch Aaron Grant. A little stiff arm. Great navigation into the end zone with 16-0 E-Hall over boys and girls. And then Shuquan Baba to Kevin Confa, 3 yards. All Erasmus Hall.
Glad they got rid of those horrible uniforms from a year ago.
Taysir Mack. Look at this 75-yarder. This is Grand Street campus in Midwood. Grand Street now up 6-0. Midwood ball down 6-0. Nick Valzone to Carl Colas.
Big things expected out of the Brooklyn School Grand Street campus this year. A lot of people think they could play for the championship.
And then on the quick out, Grand Street campus, Justin White to Taysir Mack. 40 yards on that one. The Mack attack is back, 26-14.
Mack has already been offered by Rutgers, and he is just a junior. So let's see if Grand Street can get into this.
That's impressive.
There are 2 teams from New York City that will be in our first top 25, and that will debut tomorrow at 7 o'clock. The top 25, first one of the season, 2 from New York, 15 from New Jersey. No surprise, you can check that out tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. And then I will be picking, I don't know if I'm picking any games from New York City this week. I'm not sure. So we'll
Poly Prep eligible for the big polls?
Yes, they are. They are eligible for both polls. So we'll see where they are.
That's big news because Poly Prep has got big players.
Yeah.
If you're one of those football aficionados, you like to go see players that are going to play at the next level in 1A, go see Poly Prep. They have a half dozen 1A recruits.
They wear their uniforms better than any team in the tri-state. They look like a small college with some NFL-type looking players. I mean, they are something. It's going to be a big year for the guys from Bay Ridge. Going to be a fun year. I'm already excited for November 7th when they host Del Barton. See you, everybody.
It's taking forever. Come on. Nice try, guys.
Better luck next year.